जय हिंद एवरीवन, आई विवेक पांडे, वेलकम बैक इन टारगेट डिफेंस फोर्सेस। फ्रेंड्स, आज की वीडियो काफ़ी स्पेशल है क्योंकि आज इंदु भंडारी जो रिसेंटली रिकमेंड हुई हैं फॉर एसएससी टेक 31st फ्रॉम भोपाल हैज़ शेयर्ड हर एक्सपीरियंस। उनकी जर्नी काफ़ी इंस्पायरिंग है बिकॉज शी गॉट रिकमेंड आफ्टर 3 स्क्रीन आउट। Before 3 consecutive screen outs, she was also one-time conference out in her first SSB. अब आप समझ सकते हैं कि किस लेवल का डिटर्मिनेशन रहा होगा इंदू में, that she didn't give up even after 3 back-to-back screen outs. This time before her SSB, she joined the daily practice platform of Target Defense Forces, and by the months of regular practice with the serious and highly competent group members, plus with her commitment towards the uniform, helped her out to get recommended. एक्चुअली इंदू AIR-1 हिमांशु की इमीडिएट सीनियर थी कॉलेज में, and along with her, one of her batchmates, Apurva, also joined Target Defense Forces platform, and on the same date, both the friends, Indu and Apurva, got recommended for the same entry, but from different boards. You'll also get to see the experience of Apurva in coming videos. इस वीडियो को आप एंड तक ज़रूर देखना क्योंकि इंदू ने बहुत ही रिलेटेबल तरीके से अपनी सक्सेसफुल रिकमेंडेशन जर्नी शेयर की है। एंड माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, अगर आप भी एक सीरियस डिफेंस एस्पायरेंट हैं एंड आर लुकिंग फॉर अ प्लेटफॉर्म वेर यू कैन प्रैक्टिस डेली फॉर योर अपकमिंग SSB, देन यू आर एट द राइट प्लेस। जस्ट प्रोवाइड योर डिटेल्स इन द गिवन व्हाट्सएप नंबर, रेस्ट आई विल टेक केयर ऑफ। और अगर आपको जानना है कि टारगेट डिफेंस फोर्सेस में क्लासेस कैसे चलती हैं एंड मोर अबाउट टारगेट डिफेंस फोर्सेस, मस्ट विजिट द लिंक्स प्रोवाइडेड in the comment sections as well as in the description box. Here comes the experience of Indu. Must watch till the end.
Hello everyone, my name is Indu Bhandari and I'm from Haldwani, Uttarakhand, and recently I've been recommended from 22 SSB Bhopal through SSC-TECH 31 entry, and this was my 5th attempt, and before this, from last 3 attempts I was getting screen out, and this was the time that finally I've got recommended. And talking about my SSB experience, so from starting itself there was one belief which I have, that SSB and all these 5 days are all about my own personality, and I will be judged on the basis of my personality, of a kind of person which I am, and this is something which till now I believe, and luckily, and with all good motives, I believe that that is actually proved. Now, talking about the SSB experience which I have, it actually started in August 2020, my first SSB, which was through iNet entry, and in Bhopal itself through 33 SSB Bhopal. So at that time, whatever I have understood, and whatever I have got to know from YouTube and from books, I understood, I've executed that in my SSB, and I was happy with my performance, but at the same time I've understood where I was lacking, because of which I've got confidence up. So the areas where I didn't perform well is, first is lack of experience, because at that time, since I was in my last time of my college, I believe that I don't have understood myself properly, and my strengths, my weaknesses. I do know that what kind of work or what kind of strength I may have, but actually I haven't faced them. The weaknesses I haven't faced them. The pressure I haven't faced. So that was somewhere lacking, and also I was more verbose. I do have the qualities, but when it comes to present it in front of the officer or the interviewing officer, I was extra. I have the extra words, and it was not presenting in a good manner. So these are the 2 reasons because because of which I got conference out at that time. And after that, in my second SSB, which actually came very late, and it took more than 1 year for me to come again for the SSB, and it was FCAT attempt, and in Dehradun, and there I have worked on all my flaws which I have corrected in my first. I've tried, but this time I went wrong in my screening, and the reason I believe is the soft spoken. My like This didn't work in my second SSB, and because from long time we have been in our home itself, and there's less communication with the people and everyone, so somewhere that was maybe the reason. After that, again I've got my third SSB, the FCAT SSB, and it was in Varanasi in June. There also I have improved that, but again I've got screened out there, and for the same reason I can say. And again in November, recently in 16th November, I've got my CDS SSB through CDS entry, and this time I actually tried my best, and but with some reasons I again got screened out, and this was very frustrating, and somewhere bit demotivating thing for me this time, and because this time I was not able to understand the reason. And while I was going back from Allahabad to my place, I was actually thinking that what is the reason, because I'm getting 3 times screened out, and at some extent I thought that I need to take some time, I need to understand that where I'm going wrong actually. But so this entry in 22 SSB Bhopal, for this SSB I decided to not to have any high hopes. I'm going to do all my tasks one by one without thinking anything extra, and I'm going to see where I'm going right and wrong with properly. Like I was this time I wanted to see my mistake properly, and so finally my fifth attempt this time in 22 SSB Bhopal, with the motive of doing self-analysis, I went, and this time I have made a proper mindset that I'm going to do step by step. I'm not going to take any kind of tension or any kind of thought of the future task, just the present task, and especially in the screening, because screening and getting screened out is my biggest phobia, since I was getting screened out from last 3 times, past last 3 times, and this time in screening, what I have realized is, and what I have done something new compared to my 3 SSBs, is that coming up with a creative and one new idea. And I believe that that is something which is very important in screening. If you want people to listen to us, and if you want to add on to our group, it is important to come up with few creative ideas which will be useful for the group, and the people will listen to us if we're having this idea. And it's not important to speak throughout the discussion, coming up with the valid points and to speak, and to listen to everyone, because in group discussion I believe speak and listen are very important. And this time finally I have done all these things, and because of that I've got screened, and then I've got a chance finally to give my performance, because before this I was getting screened out from last 3 times, and if we see logically, I'm not getting into this SSB as well, and this time finally I've got a chance to give my performance, which I have improved under the guidance of Vivek sir, under the guidance of TDF group, and finally I've got a platform to implement all these things, and especially the flaws which I have mentioned in my first SSB, being more verbose and not able to present my ideas or my about myself. So those are the things which I have actually improved, and I believe under the guidance of Vivek sir. So finally I've got the chance, and then I started my remaining 4 days, and first coming to my TAT, VAT, SRT and SD. So this we have actually practiced in our TDF group. sir used to give us the full set of TAT, VAT, and SRT every weekend. We used to complete it in 2 hours with SD as well, and then we used to discuss this, all those things in weekdays, in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays. So it became very useful for me. Because of that, my ideas were right there in my mind. It became very easy for me to write it in, in the mentioned time, that in 4 minutes, and the VAT in 15 seconds. It's not that, that some kind of preconceived ideas we have or something like this. No, it was not like that, but we were having our own ideas right there in our mind. So this became very useful for me in my psych. And also the SD part, which actually, we have written and we have practiced a lot. Because SD is something we believe that, we are going there and we are going to write, but that time we only have 15 minutes, and it's not possible if we haven't written it before, if we haven't practiced it before, to write it in 15 minutes. So because of my practice, I was able to write it and complete it in 15 minutes. And so in this way, I've completed my psych. And then coming on to my GTO part. So in this, in the group discussion, I have performed very well, and in that I've given a valid points. And as I've told, in group discussion, whatever group discussions it is important that whatever we are speaking, it should be useful for the group. The group should go forward in all the group discussions, either it's PPTT or it's in the GDs as well. Then only will be recognized by the officer or by everyone. So I've given a valid points, and my group members, everyone was, they were giving very nice points, and we believe that it was a very nice discussion. And since I have a practice for that as well in my TDF group, we used to have, every day we used to have 8 p.m. the group discussions in our online group. So it became very useful for me for that. Then coming on to GPE, so for GPE, I have written my GPE plan very well. Vivek sir has, have given us enough practice for GPE as well. Enough practice sets. We have made our own, a format how we are going to write a GPE. Everyone individually. In fact, I remember that Vivek sir, while we are doing GPE, used to say that, I'm not going to give you a fixed format how you have to write. It's your own idea. It's your own time set in your mind. You need to decide your own format. But yes, it's important to have a format for writing the GPE. It becomes easy to write it in the specific time. So that's what we have done. I have done, and in discussion as well, I've given points. With the group, everyone has given a very valid point, and it was very nice that our group has come on to a proper solution within a specific time. And one of my team member has given the group discussion, the GP plan very nicely once we all have completed it in time. And with this, I've completed my GP. Then coming on to my PGT and HGT, there I was lacking somewhere because I don't have the proper ideas. I actually have, it was my mistake that I have missed that part because of the other things. But so that in those things I have performed in a very in a normal way. I don't say that I have performed very nicely in that, but it was completed. And coming on to the lecturate part, that also I have given my best. We used to have every day in our TDF group, we used to send the lecturate part, and also the national, international, and the defense news every day. So that has become very useful for me in all these throughout, not even the lecture I can say, but also in group discussions and everywhere. It became very useful for me to have the points, to have the understanding, especially of the current affairs. And in this way, I've completed my lecturate as well. And then coming on to my interview, which actually happened in my second day itself, during the site when the psych happened. So in that day only I had my interview, and interview is something which I have actually practiced in a very nice manner because of Vivek sir, and all my the answers, my own personality. He used to tell us, you don't have to change your personality, you only have to empower it, you have to express it in a very nice way. And whosoever is practicing and whosoever is wanted to join Indian Armed Forces, they do have the qualities. But what matters is if you are presenting it in a right way or not. If you're able to present it, 100%, even it's 90%, but it's important. So all these practice I have done, and my best thing which went is the interview. I have given my best in the interview. It's not that I know everything. Whatever I didn't knew, with proper confidence, I just said, sir, I don't know, and sorry, sir, I don't know. In fact, there are many things in which I said, sir, I don't know, because there are some, those are some knowledgeable facts. And if you don't know, it's good to say that I don't know, because rather than